Shalom, Israel. I want to start off by giving all honor, glory, and praise to the Most High God, YAHAWAH. I do so in the name of His only begotten Son, YAHWAH, who the world calls Jesus. It's your brother, YAHAWAH, and today I wanted to get into a lesson in regards to the so-called Native Americans and the so-called Hispanics being the children of Israel. Now, through this whole Bible, all the prophecies in this Bible shows who the children of God are through the prophecies. But mainly in the book of Deuteronomy, you can see it clearly shows you who the children of God is. But let's get that. Let's get Deuteronomy 1:1. We're going to start from the top. I want to show y'all who Moses was talking to throughout the whole book of Deuteronomy. And then we'll get into it from there. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1 and verse 1 from the top. And it reads, "These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel." So this is Moses speaking to all the Israelites, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and native indigenous people of this land. And what he's going to tell them is that they God's chosen people, that they are holy people. Let me get that. This is Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. "For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth." So the Most High chose these Israelites to be his special people, above all people upon the face of the earth. But with him choosing them, he told them to follow his commandments. He said, if you follow them, I will bless you. If you don't, I will curse you. But let's get that in the Bible. This is Deuteronomy chapter 11 and verse 26. "And a curse, behold, I set before you this day a blessing and a curse. A blessing if you obey the commandments of the Lord your God, which I command you this day." Verse 28. "And a curse if you will not obey the commandments of the Lord your God, but turn aside out of the way which I command you this day to go after other gods which ye have not known." And that's one of the main reasons we in the predicaments we in today, is because we didn't follow the law, statutes, and commandments that the Most High set for us to do. We decided to follow other gods, which you see our people still out here doing on a daily basis. So we go to the book of Deuteronomy 28, and you can see all these curses apply to the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and native indigenous people of this land. But today we're going to focus on the Native Americans and the Hispanics. So let's go to Deuteronomy 28 and verse, we're going to start at 45 actually. 45. "Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God to keep his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever." So it's going to be a sign, a distinguishing mark, a banner to show you that you are God's chosen people if you're going through these curses. Now let's see how the so-called Native Americans fit these curses in the Bible, man. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse number, let's start at 21. "The Lord will afflict you with diseases until none of you are left in the land you are about to enter and occupy." So we all know the story of these Europeans. Our Native American brothers called them colonizers. How they came over here with all those diseases and gave them to our people. And we already know the story about the blanket with the smallpox on there, giving it to them, and then they got all of these other diseases that they also came with, man. Let's go to verse 22. "The Lord will strike you with infections." The Lord will strike you with infectious diseases, with swelling and fever. He will send drought and scorching winds to destroy your crops. These disasters will be with you until you die. So I was actually looking up Chief Joseph when he surrendered. He said his people had no blankets and no food. That's a telltale sign right there that their crops was burnt up. They didn't have no blankets, and the blankets that they did receive from the colonizers had chicken pox on them, man. So it was getting them sick. They were dealing with diseases and not having food and dwelling in all kind of elements of the weather that was just not suitable for human beings. Let's go to verse 25, Deuteronomy 28:25. The Lord will give your enemies victory over you. You will attack them from one direction, but you will run from them in all directions. And all the people on earth will be terrified when they see what happens to you.
You know, that we just covered this land. And when they would fight, they'd have heaps of dead people. I mean, there could be 50,000, 60,000 of them killing each other. But as the fighting continued and it became really bad, the people broke into tribes and they went in many different directions. They went south.
So they lost a lot of land when they fought. They lost a lot. They lost all of America, some of Canada. And it's crazy because the Gadites, they are warriors, man. They mighty brothers, as well as the tribe of Zebulun, the so-called Central Americans and the Guatemalans, Panamanians, descendants of the ancient Mayan Empire, man. Also with the Honduran, Costa Rican, Nicaraguan, El Salvadorian, all mighty warriors. So it wasn't the white man that defeated them. We give the white man too much credit, man. They defeated themselves by going into idolatry and worshiping other gods, as it said in Deuteronomy 11, man. But let's just show you that Gadites were mighty warriors. Let's go to the book of 1 Chronicles, chapter 12 and verse 8. And of the Gadites, there were separated, and of the Gadites, there separated themselves unto David into the hold of the wilderness, men of might, and men of war, fit for battle, that could handle shield and buckler, whose faces were like the faces of lions, and were as swift as the roes upon the mountains. So Gad could fight. Gad had squabbles. They were they were mighty in battle, but the Most High allowed them and all the other tribes to be defeated through our disobedience, man. Let's go to Deuteronomy 33 and 20. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 33 and verse 20. And of Gad he said, blessed be he that enlargeth Gad. He dwelleth as a lion and teareth the arm with the crown of the head. So the crown, the crown of the head showing, the crown of the head was showing that Gad was scalping his enemies after he was defeating them. This actually happened. That was a war tactic that they did. They would scalp you after they got done defeating you. And then he teareth the arm meaning he brings down the strength of those he's fighting. The arm symbolizes strength. We could go through the book of Job, chapter 26 and 2, to show that. This is Job chapter 26 and verse 2. How hast thou helped him that is without power? How savest thou the arm that hath no strength? Showing you your arm represents strength. Let me get one more verse for that. This is 2 Chronicles chapter 32 and verse number 8. With him is an arm of flesh, but with us is the Lord our God to help us and to fight our battles. And the people resisted themselves upon the words Hezekiah, king of Judah. So showing you, we get our strength from the Most High Yahawah. But for us going off, he allowed our enemies to attack us and defeat us. Even in the book of, Exodus 14 and 14, it shows you that. Let me see. Exodus 14 and 14. The Lord shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace. So the Most High wasn't fighting for us in this incident. because we gave ourselves away to idolatry. So he let our enemies do what they wanted to us. You know what I'm saying? And God, being such a warrior, such a skilled battle soldier, you know what I'm saying? And combat, the Most High still allowed them to get defeated because they weren't doing what they were supposed to be doing. Let's go back to Deuteronomy 33 and 20, though. I want to get into something else on that. This is Deuteronomy 33 and 20. And of Gad, he said, blessed be he that enlargeth Gad. So if you look at the billions of acres the Native Americans had, it's crazy how much got taken from them because they had all of USA. They had Canada. They had a lot in Canada. But this is prophecy that this would happen to him. But it's also prophecy how he would lose it. Let's go to the book of Genesis chapter 49 and verse 19. It's the book of Genesis chapter 49 and verse 19. Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last. So Gad was overcome by the U.S. cavalry. Taking their land, bringing various different diseases on them, man. Killing all the buffaloes. That's a curse as well. That's also a curse. Let's get that. Deuteronomy 28 and 31. This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 31. Thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof. Thou shalt not eat thereof. Slack it. Thine ass shall be violently taken away before thy face, and thou shalt not be restored to thee. Thy sheep shall be given unto thine enemies, and thou shalt have none to rescue them. So they ox, man, they were slain before their eyes. That's why the buffalo went extinct. They was killing everything, man. And this is a curse applied to them for not following God's commandments, man. So the Northern Kingdom attempted to come here, and they were still trying to keep the law when they came. There was a split between the Southern Kingdom and the Northern Kingdom. That was in the Book of Kings. We could get that another time. But a lot of the Northern Kingdom went into captivity under the King Solomon Nasser, who was king over Assyria. Let's get that. Let me get my pocket. That's 2nd Ezra chapter 13 and verse number 40. All right, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 13 and verse number 40. And it reads, those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Salmanassar, the king of Assyria, led away captive. And he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt. So they came together and was like, man, we got to get the hell away from these heathens, man. They keep enslaving us, man. They harsh treatments, man. So we got to get up and get up out of here and go somewhere where the heathens can't oppress us, and then we'll do what's right up over there. We'll keep the statues over there. This is verse 42. That they might dare keep their statues, which they never kept in their own land. See, that's why they was like, we're going to go over there and we're going to keep the statues up over there. That's why you see brothers wearing fringes in a lot of paintings and photos. Why did Israelites wear fringes? Let's see. Let's go to Numbers chapter 15. Put this pocket there. Numbers chapter 15 and verse 38. And it reads, speak unto the children of Israel and bid them that they make fringes upon the borders of their garments throughout the generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue. So why did they wear this? Let's see, verse 39. And it shall be upon you for a fringe, that you may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord and do them, and that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which ye have, which you which ye use to go a horn. Verse 40 is the important one. That ye may remember and do all the commandments and be holy unto your God. So that's why we wear the fringes now. That's why the Native Americans was over here wearing the fringes, and still to this day they wear fringes, because it was a part of our laws, our customs, man, our tradition, our heritage. We had to wear these fringes so we can remember who we are. God's chosen people that got laws, statutes, and commandments that we must follow, man. Not going to no damn Thanksgiving, not celebrating Christmas, not doing none of that, not eating shrimp, crab, and lobster, man. Loving your brothers, man. Not committing adultery, not lying. This is why we wore the fringes, man. To follow all of these customs, these laws, which is our heritage, man. That is our heritage. Let's go to Sirach 17 and 11 to prove that. Let me see. Is it 17 and 11? Current. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 17 and verse 11. Besides this, he gave them knowledge and the law of life for a heritage. So it's our heritage, man. That's why they still doing it today. That's why you see so-called Mexicans, when they go in the ring and they box and they wear it, because they don't even know why they wearing it probably. You know what I'm saying? But they know it's a custom that was passed down to them